need of us to sit here.
Well, give me a book.
And we wait for Prof and have a meeting.
For me, when I'm talking, I don't want to be taken as the presiding officer. I'm just a professional. When the time comes, we will elect one of us. The law says that when there is no chairman and when there is no vice chairman, then, or chairperson, then the members will elect one of them. And that will preside over the meeting so that we can be guided, and then the returning officers will tell us what they have. As at now, I've also seen the message. I didn't see it before. No wonder the agitation. But me, I have seen it, and I'm not saying anything about it until the one with the password opens and shows us that that is the result. So just be patient. Professionals don't behave like associations. Not so association, but like villagers. We are all professionals, so we don't need to make noise. And everyone is important. We have the contestants. These are, I want to believe all these are professionals, including myself. Yes. So, Mr. Chairman, can we begin the meeting, if you allow? Then I read. Mr. Chairman, we made a notice on your advice that we put up a notice on your advice to the members because the law mandates them to elect their acting chair in a case where the sitting chair has resigned and there's a vacuum. And that was to end with an election process from contestants. So the business for today was which was the special general meeting, was for the CEO to read the report regarding the determination of judicial review and the processes thereafter. And then we elect a chairperson. So if you allow me, I can pass those two agendas to you, and then you advise whether I proceed or not. In March 28th of 2017, the Institute was summoned to Parliament by the Parliamentary Committee on Health. And our chair, Professor Julia, plus the team, including the CEO and others, had a chance to have a meeting with the Parliamentary Committee. And they made a recommendation that the term for the council had indeed expired, and there was urgent need to institute a new council. So in that meeting, the ministry was informed to move with speed to institute a new council. So when we came from the meeting, after 2 days, on the 31st of March 2017, the chair of KNDI stepped down voluntarily and indicated that she would not be a council member or the chair. So that created a vacuum. On the 31st on the same day when the letter was received, the Institute received a letter from the former PS, that is Principal Secretary, to declare the council and, of course, council committees positions vacant, which created a vacuum. So in that sequence, the ministry went further to find out how to institute an interim council. So on 1st July 2018, which means the institute was operating without a council chair for all that time, the ministry, through the CS, appointed an interim council for nutritionists and dietitians of 2017. So when that case was on, KNDI appeared like having two councils, one appointed by at interim by the minister, which was disputed, and then the old council also was not aware of their position because they had not received any order to quit the office. So this case was determined on 2nd of March 2018, and it quashed the appointment letters that were forwarded by the minister, and in the content of the determination or judgment, there were critical issues that came up. One was that there should have been an organized special general meeting to elect an acting chair. Two, that it was illegal for the minister to appoint because the law itself does not have provision for interim license. And when that happened, we remained like operating without a council. So my assumption as the CEO at operations level was that we cannot conduct any business related to the council until we get a council. That was putting us in a balance, including the operations, which some of them really depended on a debate of committees. So upon consultation and boldness, the law reads under the law under first schedule of the Act recommends that a special general meeting be called when the chair resigns to the council. And that special general meeting is supposed to be called by a valid council or a legal and a legitimate council. So we were in a state where there is no legal council to convene, to appoint, to organize for a special general meeting, and also there is no council chair or vice chair to call for the meeting. So the first step that we made was to find out how then do we call a special general meeting. Now, on immediately after the determination, 2 weeks later, I received a letter from the union who, with the signatures, a third of the members signing that they are demanding for a special general meeting. Now, the only legal person that remained in the office at that time was the CEO. Though without voting power, the CEO was the only one to boldly move. So I boldly moved to court, to the public, and put up a note. And what we sent to as a matrix to the company that operates the bulk SMS that is accredited was the name, the registration number, the name of the professional, and on the third column we had telephone numbers which they last recorded with us, and we had email address. So because of efficiency, they chose to use the telephone number. And this was done for 2,900 professionals. So the voting process has been going on since yesterday, since today midnight, and it was stopped at 3:30 because that was indicated in the SMS. So we are here, Mr. Chairman, to then display the results. I was made aware that the link for observing the results was sent directly to the presiding officers. Fortunately, Mr. Chairman, you are one of them, and Ms. Council Esther Duma was also received a message, having been our consultants in the exercise, and it was only you who has the password to open the results. However, all the voters have received their final results. And because of that, in the process of waiting for you, some of the members who were grieved for not being the winner walked out. One thing I want to record to the members is that from Monday to date, those who walked out have been in the institution since Monday, including sitting here at night. They pulled me out. We went and held a meeting somewhere. They insisted that members must be given chance to vote, even if they have arrears. I told them, no problem. We will, if you make a request and you show me the updated payment, I will definitely put them in, send them for the systems to include them. But unfortunately, they did that to date. They kept on pulling me out of the conference. And what they were doing was, one person, the contestant, was paying for everyone with arrears to register so that they can vote. That one is not substantiated. I know you are lawyers, but that is the reality. And the flow of money into our M-Pesa system indicates that there was systematic payment from professionals who, for the previous years, were adamantly non-compliant. And so this is where we are. The results are already in our system. It cannot be changed. And we want to display them, if you allow us, to see who is the winner. We already know the winner from our phones as individuals. But those who are aggrieved have left. So that is why, that's my report. There are other detailed reports which I don't want to talk about. Maybe the chairman will talk about. And I did indicate that this matter was already in court this morning. And we hoped that it would be stopped. But I'm glad I've gotten a message that the court did not give an order to stop the process. So I will allow you to take up the issue.
Good afternoon. My name is Kiama Wangai, and I am an advocate. I was appointed to be the chairman of the committee that was supposed to shortlist persons who were to be acting chair of this organization. But before I get there, I wish to say this, that of course, without repeating what the CEO has said, the reason we are here was because there was a council that stayed for more than 6 years. And in fact, it was the 7th year. So that council was in office illegally. I am not the one who is saying, but some of you went to Parliament and petitioned Parliament saying that it had overstayed. And Parliament, in wisdom, agreed with them and said this council had overstayed. I don't want to repeat what else is said about the cabinet secretary appointing those people. I want to deal with the court cases. So immediately there was an appointment of the interim council. A member of this organization moved court and indicated there was no provision for an interim council in KNDI. And we went through the court, and Judge Aburili quashed those appointments. Now, the tricky part is here. Once the former chair realized that Parliament had indicated that she's not in office legally, she resigned. She resigned on 31st of March 2017. And in the letter of resignation, she says that she wanted to pursue other professional issues. But immediately she realized that there was contestation of the interim council. She tried to rescind her resignation. So in December of 2017, she attempted to say that she is rescinding that resignation. But then again, in your act, there is no provision for rescinding once you have resigned. So she wants she has resigned, but she thinks she has not resigned. There is no way you go out and come back the same door. You cannot have been appointed, then you resign, then you reappoint yourself. And that's what she was trying to do in December. And that letter again was ignored. Then she tried to write letters to the Attorney General to get a legal position that was suitable for her. And the Attorney General said that once you have resigned, you cannot be in office. And there is a communication from the Attorney General. Unhappy with that, the same former chair moved court 3 times. They filed a court with someone called Mambo. I think you know Mambo. And they filed a petition to say they want to stop this special general meeting. That was petition 174 of 2018. And the judge refused to stop this meeting. Then they filed another one, Judicial Review 170 of 2018, again trying to stop this meeting. The court declined to stop this meeting. They quickly moved to court again in civil case 77 of 2018. This was on the 15th of March. The petition was on 2nd of March, 2nd of May, the one that the orders were declined. And then now they moved court on 15th of May to get orders to stop this meeting. We were in court on 17th to argue that application. It was 17th. No, we were in court actually on 21st. That was on a Monday. Okay, that was on a Monday to argue this application. Then the judge said she's going to deliver her ruling today in the morning. That's why I was late. And I wish to ask that for apologies for being late and keeping you waiting. I was in court because of this ruling. Because if again the meeting is stopped, then why would I rush to Mombasa? I need to fight for that the meeting goes on. So as early as 11 o'clock is when the judgment was read. And the judge declined to stop this meeting and said there is no good reason to stop this meeting. For obvious reason that they came late, and for other reason is that there was nothing, they will not suffer loss that is more than the loss the meeting will suffer. Their loss is very little. And the other thing is the cost of organizing this meeting is very expensive to organize a meeting. So the judge said dismiss their application with costs this morning. So I could only catch a plane sometime at 2 o'clock and in Mombasa and cover this distance by road. And that is why, again, I'm making a case for an apology for being late. So I think you then understand that then what you are doing, the special general meeting now, is legal. Because it has gone through the test of the law. It has gone through three cases and it has survived. And the argument was that the former chairman and her team, having brought this organization to its knees, cannot be allowed to continue holding it in ransom. I mean, the organization must free itself. And when you tell them not to appoint a chair, you are trying to suppress that organization. And the court cannot agree to such things. So the organization requires a leadership. And the leadership is again what you're supposed to do this evening. So this meeting is legal. It has survived almost 4 cases in the High Court with very serious judges. And I do not think their lawyer is likely to go to court again. And even if he were to go, with the morning decision that the special jury meeting cannot be stopped, whatever results we shall display here are legal results. Now you can only deal with them. Another way, because the meeting took place and results were displayed. And if you are not a participant in the election, you cannot then contest results. You have to be a participant to contest results. But if you didn't come to the meeting, a special general meeting that's organized by the law, the law says once a chair has resigned, I think paragraph 7 of Schedule 1 says there shall be a special general meeting. And the process of special general meeting is that members, a third of the members can request for a special general meeting. I am informed that my good friend in his organization moved this organization to have this special general meeting. I am informed. And therefore, the legal handles have been complied with. There are 900 members, I think, out of 2,700. Therefore, is a third. The meeting had proper notices. All people are allowed to participate, including the former chair, were allowed to even come and sit in one of the shortlisting meetings. She refused to come. And there are letters, so she declined to come. So this, I have not understood her really. I have struggled to understand her, and it has become very difficult. The reason being that if you have been a chair for 2 terms, you cannot be a chair again. All right? You're not even eligible. So why would you hold an organization if you are not even eligible? The law says 3 years renewable once. And you've been a chair for 7 years. Even if you stop this meeting, you cannot be chair. Sasa unaona shida yako iko wapi? I've tried to understand her, and I've missed the point. Because you can only stop a meeting if you have a chance to be chair. But the law already says you are chair 7 years. And you can only be chair 3 years and renewable only once. So I've tried to understand, Prof, and I've missed the point. Be it as it may, I think an organization is bigger than any individual. I mean, the professionals of nutrition are more than one individual. So that you cannot be held ransom by a single person. I've seen Okeo struggle to move the organization forward without committees, without a council, without people assisting in terms of mind. And he has to call me to ask me, how do we proceed? So I have to use the law to assist him. Now there needs to be a council where you professionals own the organization so that you can advise your CEO on what he should do. So with those very few remarks, I do not expect there will be any question really, because this was just an attempt to give a feedback on the legal processes. Very, very rigorous and very tortuous legal process to take this organization where it is. I think some individuals would wish it remained in limbo for a very long time. Because I even heard their lawyer in court arguing that there is no council. So there cannot be a special general meeting. So then my question becomes, so what are you saying? So this organization is dead in the water? What is it? Are you saying then this organization can be deregistered? The law itself tells us what we should do when there is no chair. Now you cannot say because there is no council, we have to wait for a council to come. And for a council to come, we need an annual general meeting. And you, an illegal chair, you are the one who chair the meeting. Does that make sense? That you already, you are not, but you are the one to tell us when we are going to have the council. So those were the argument in court. I need not paraphrase the judges. The ruling will be available. I could not get it on my way here, but I am sure those who would be interested to read the ruling will. There are still very many cases in court. They have not ended. This was at application stage that allows this meeting. So when the council is constituted, and I guess the next chair, we need to move with speed and see how to proceed and manage these cases. I think they are around 5, so that now we can put them behind us so that the organization can move. The other thing I wish to say is that the exercise you carry today, which is to appoint an acting chair, is supposed to midwife the process of an annual general meeting. Do you understand? That this acting chair is supposed to be confirmed, if at all, by an annual general meeting. So the mandate of those who are coming in, who includes the one you have elected, plus I can see Warentho there and others who will be coming from the organizations and the union, it is to sit and plan for an annual general meeting. Then you will be able now to remove that idea of an acting chairperson. You need a chairperson. Tumelewana? So again, I do not want the acting chairperson also to develop the habits of the older chair. And okay, you know, there will be a danger when you need to move parliament to remove the acting chair. So you need to embrace democracy, that you need to know that institutions, they must work in a certain way. So the institution that we are creating is to ensure that there is an annual general meeting in the not so distant future, so that okay, you can then heal these wounds. Elections normally leave an organization with a lot of divisions. So you then must organize an annual general meeting with proper time so that people can be allowed the chance to ventilate themselves and elect the leaders they want. I do not agree with organizations that have leaders who the people did not choose. You must choose your own leaders. And that's the democracy that I believe in. And you have 3,000 members. they must be given a chance in an annual general meeting to give the way forward for this organization. With those very many remarks, I think now my role would be what now? The results.
We are just wondering, we are consulting with the Digitex technology to tell us where do we get the results, because these are just the names. The one who walked out. What? When we were doing the shortlisting is the Mary Njoki, 239. Yes, the one who walked out.
When you subject yourself to a contest, it must be with the understanding that there must be a winner and there must be a loser. It must also be with the understanding that there cannot be two winners. And it must be to the understanding that no one knows what the result would be until the votes have been cast. So I have no doubt in my mind that the results being displayed display the will of the organization, that they voted as they did. And we have no reason to change or doubt because the rules were followed. If the voting was to close at a certain time, it did for everyone. And for you to imagine, you'd have done better if it was increased. You do not know whether the other person would also have increased in equal margin. And so something must come to an end at a certain point. Having said that, there is what the CEO said about individuals trying to pay for others very late and stuff like that when participating in the election, which is part of election malpractice. Maybe we have learned that we should deal with that in future, know how to stop that kind of payment, including, I don't know whether Okeo may refuse to receive money. I doubt he would. But because money is beneficial to the organization, I'm not receiving any more money. I doubt he would. So it is my humble duty to declare Dr. Evelyn Muthoni Girigasha. I think the name is Girigasha actually, as the acting chairperson. Yes, as the Yes, thank you very much. As the acting chairperson of the Kenya Nutrition and Dietitian Institute, to have been validly elected at this special general meeting of the 24th of May 2018 at Pwani University. And I think what I just do before maybe moving forward is to ask the one who's been elected as chair to make a few remarks.
Thank you very much. I want to say that I'm grateful to God. I think you all know my names, Dr. Evelyn Muthoni Girigasha Miriti. 4. Those are my names. And I want to say that this is God's doing. And you can see I have 2 papers. Once you get into a contest, you have a speech to accept defeat and to accept, yes, this is defeat, I put it here. Okay? So I want to read my acceptance speech. I had prepared 2, and I told God, all of them are mine, I own them. Whichever will come my way, I'll accept. Yes? If I'm given an opportunity to do the same. We have been with her, we have just been enjoying ourselves wherever we meet. Yesterday we were told to campaign and we all said we don't know. But I told the people there that I'm speaking to them through the Spirit, that they may be touched. So my fellow professionals, I stand here today humbled by the task before us, grateful for the trust you have bestowed upon me, and mindful of the sacrifices borne by our pioneering council. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for this is His doing. It's not our own doing. Secondly, I would like to thank all nutritionists and dietitians practicing here in Kenya and outside our borders for choosing me to represent you in the KNDI leadership. I say this because this morning I met with a lady who was coming from West Africa, but she's from Kenya, and she told me that when she looked at the names, the Spirit told her that I am the one. She doesn't know me. So I thank God for that. I would also wish to express my gratitude to Professor Juria Ojiambo for her service to our council, as well as the generosity and cooperation she has shown throughout this transition. Professor Juria is a great person, especially to me. Masters at Kabete, Professor Kogi, you know her, isn't it, was telling us that when you people go out there, you are supposed to be the voice of nutrition. Then within that time, we heard that there is a KNDI. So I want to thank Professor and also Dr. Okeo for the good work that they have done and they will continue doing for the nutritionists. I would also wish to express my gratitude and honor to all the people that contested. It is such a great honor to be elected as second acting chairperson of KNDI. I'm humbled that you could put your trust and faith in me. And for that matter, we have chosen hope over fear, unity of purpose over conflict and discord. And that is why I want to say that if we are united, we shall move far. But when we are divided, you can be sure. You see, this is a profession. There are other professionals out there, isn't it? They have their bodies. They run their bodies harmoniously. If only we accept and agree that we run this body harmoniously, in unity, without looking at our selfish interests, then we are bound to go far. True or false? Yes. Today I say to you that the challenges we face as professionals in this journey are real, they are serious, and they are many. They will not be met easily or in a short span of time. Nevertheless, God is our ultimate source of wisdom, and I therefore believe with my leadership and collaboration with other partners, they will be met. I think like when people are presenting here, you heard that especially malnutrition of under 5 is increasing, stunting is increasing. That is our problem as nutritionists and dietitians. Those are some of the things we should be focusing on now. Yes, obesity is equally increasing. People, I wanted to say Africans, but I have changed. I say people, sometimes because we have resources, we do not want to go the portion size way. We want to eat until the stomach feels pain. That is when we know we are full, isn't it? So this is a responsibility that I cannot take lightly, and we will commit to represent you with the utmost transparency and boldness. I promise to be a custodian of Nutrition and Dietitian Act number 18 of 2007 and the subsequent amendments, food security policy development and associated policies. Most importantly, I devote myself to their implementation to forge forward the right commitment to the actualization of such set policies. As we consider the road that unfolds before us, I am committed to give guidance in all areas in my capacity as the KNDI chairperson in conjunction with the team members to deliver the mandate of this institution. I sincerely wish to thank all my fellow candidates, that is the contestants, including my daktari there, for running such a fair and competitive campaign and for opening my eyes to so many new perspectives regarding this office. I can tell you that things have changed in my life and I thank God for that. I would also like to thank my campaign managers. They are here with me. Like I was saying to my friend, now I have a son. I will not show to you the son, but I have gotten a son. All volunteers and any other person who worked tirelessly to ensure my success was achieved. I would also like to thank my family and my friends for their unending support during this period, support without which I would probably wear out before the enormous accomplishment. Most of all, thanks to all the compliant members of the profession for accepting to use your voice, your vote, to express your unfailing confidence in me. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you. I believe that this task is accomplishable, and through your continued support, we will take this institution to the next level. Together we stand, divided we fall. So I say thank you very much, and especially for all the audience and the witnesses. May our good Lord accept this endeavor and continue supporting you all. So I think with these remarks, I want to say that with God, there is nothing that is impossible. With God, everything is possible. So when you are with God, with the Holy Spirit, and you have the right attitude, there is nothing that you cannot do. And I know I am capable of doing that together with God. So thank you so very much. Fellow contestants that are on the floor, it's only her. So I want to welcome her to come and say something, because I'm sure she was equally prepared. Even if it is not written, sometimes she can do a good speech without having written it. Welcome, my sister.
Thank you so much. And you know, it's not right for me to talk after my chair. Actually, I should have been asked to talk before she talks, but then maybe the spirit. So I just want to say that I'm really, really humbled. When I didn't see the advert, but people kept on sending me the messages telling me to apply. And when I applied, I was applying so that I'm called for an interview to go and be interviewed for the position. But then, when I heard that I'm supposed to be campaigning, I was wondering whether I applied for the right position. Because by yesterday, around 11, my friends were calling me that we are seeing campaign slogans for all the participants except you. Then I told them I did the application, and if the members want to vote for me, let them vote for me. But when it comes that I have to campaign, I don't think I'm very good at that. But I just want to tell you that I'm so humbled when I looked at the results and saw what she got. 390, 297, 96, and mine is 34. I was so humbled, and I said, you are a great woman. And may God bless you. It shows the confidence these people have. But the messages I'm receiving that you are great, because 34 is also a very huge number. And I just want to challenge our chair You are there. We have our team on the ground, the CEO and the commission. They really need your support to bring this institution to implement and achieve the mandate for which the members are expecting of them. We have issues of nutrition outside there. You may be within the university, but also think about the staff that are outside there. There are so many who are not employed. We need to fight for them to see that the counties actually employ them even at the national level. We have even the designation of nutrition officers in the field. We are left, and most of them are left very low. They are given very low designations. We want all of them to have, all the sub-counties to have directors. And I just hope, my friend, you'll fight for that, so that within a short time, within the 7 years, at least we shall see some results. Thank you so much. Mbarikiwe sana. Those ones who voted for me, thank you so much.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to have asked her to speak before the chair. Then I realized that's why I said that the chair should actually invite her, so that then that protocol is followed. I think for me, my role then is to thank my panelists who are here, Esther, and also thank Warentho there. I thank, was he the secretary of the union? Organizing secretary of the union, and there are other 3 that are not there, for taking time to midwife this process, so that finally we managed to hand over an acting chair of this organization. And also say, it is my hope now that we managed to do that, that from the acting chair, we'll be able now to have the full council, and also be able to address the agendas and the issues that she has also raised that touch on this profession. I have no other role, and wish you well. Asanteni sana.
I want to really appreciate the team here, and for enduring. I am the one who feel the court cases. I think the professionals have never understood this, but I know what it means to be in court. And the professor, thank you so much. Professor had told me one thing, that, okay, if you say anything which is contrary to what the law requires, I'll put you in jail. And that is why I liked him. And I was telling him, but we have other colleagues of yours who don't win any case. Then he told me that there is classroom law and practical law. Please, may we not be classroom people. Sometimes we need to just face the bull by the horn. And you hold it and you say, let what come may. But eventually, at the end of it all of us will come together and say, this is our institution, we have to build it together. I'm very grateful that our new chair has gratitude for Professor. And yesterday, when we were here, I said that there is one lady that made this institution be what it is. We can't celebrate this if she was not there. And Madame Rose there was a council member. I just want to really appreciate that she's here with us. She has sense because she was representing association in the council. But at some point she told me that, you know, you don't need to sit in a council that you're not sure whether you are legal or not illegal. I remember. But still, she is here with us. I really want to appreciate them, and when time comes, we will do good handover so that we all come back as friends. Madam Warentho has been a council member. Oscar here has been a council member, but they have sustained the institution. We want to be very grateful. And to the members and the staff of KNDI that have seen flying court orders and flying certificate of urgency motion to be, I think they were almost running away, Professor, but they have been sustained. Now we are happy. Now, if should any come, those will be too little. So I want to close this meeting, and we only need to have our new chair sign, and of course the contestant Mary also to sign that we have posted the results, and the results indicate that, give it to Professor Kiama. that Madam Dr. Mudhoni has taken the position of the chair and has accepted by a speech. Thank you so much. May God bless you.